Okay, okay.
I move about the cabinet, but I'm headed to LA tomorrow. I got some business to take care of out there, so that should be dope. But yeah, cool, man. It's just business, man. I'm a full-time entrepreneur now, so I done left my job, so this is it.
Ooh, I have
Yeah.
seen. So how when did you make that turn? When did you make that turn?
Recently, actually, I put on vacation. Actually, to be being completely honest, but back in what July 19th was my official last day
Hmm.
working. So that was, hold on, make sure I got this on the, yeah, there we go. Yeah, July 19th was my official last day in the office, man. And from there, I've just been, all draping Norway and been doing my thing and actually working, on the comedy game too. Been back in on the stage, so been really doing a lot of things that um, pertain to me, so which is great because I feel like at a point when you're working so much for somebody else and you got all these things you want to do, but my
Yeah,
mindset, I've always worked in a mindset of kind of like I always looked at my primary job as my secondary job. It was my
yeah.
primary source of income, but it was my secondary job. Everything else that I did was those are the things that were primary to me. So that's kind of how I always look at it. That's why I always kind of lived in that entrepreneur spirit. So things been cool, man. Last couple of months been good. Got a lot of things happening. I'll be LA, and then I go back to the DC. Like I go to Baltimore in a couple weeks too. So we
Hmm.
moving.
Bet,
You know.
bet, bet. So whenever you say in July, how long did it? What was the process to lead up to it for you?
Well, it was a lot because I mean I've been with the company almost 4 years, and I
Hmm.
really moved ranks and I moved a few times. I moved from DC to Pittsburgh to Chicago, where I'm at now.
Hmm.
And I'm central in Chicago now, and I just go east to west. But just in the last year, man, I've been seeing how I've been changing and evolving. I learned a lot from the business and being a leader in the
Hmm.
business, but I also realized like there's a lot of things, and it's a lot of jealousy that comes when you rising through the ranks too, right? A lot of jealousy.
Hmm.
People don't want to see you do well, and or they want to, or sometimes people put you in positions so that you
Yeah.
can get it for somebody else to take over. They'll have you
Hmm.
do all the work, and I did a lot of work, but I wasn't passionate about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
company we did well, but and then some of the relationships got severed too while I was there, and I was like, I work with too much positivity to have that type of negative energy on me, and I just wanted to do what I wanted to do too. I got tired of just building somebody else's dream. you know
Very
I
true.
was I was with a company that built $1 billion dream, and
Hmm.
I want to build my own $1 billion dream, and then show other people how to do it, but we're going to do it in a different way. We're going to do it from a positive angle, and we ain't gonna shut people down. We're gonna show you how to win. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean it took over time, but it was one of those decisions where it's like, yeah, it was the perfect opportunity, and then I walked away. I did okay walking away. It wasn't like I walked away empty-handed.
Yeah.
So I made sure I had a couple of dollars stashed away or whatever like that, and, for
Hmm.
that rainy day. So I've been good.
Bet, bet, bet. Now, when you come into this new entrepreneurship, um, were there any times in the early 20s that you had either tried this before or done something close to this that had, something that you look back and say, this led up to this, or I had done something like this before?
Man, we did everything when we was young, man. We just was dumb back then. So we just that's the
Hey.
thing. We just was stupid back then. Like, we did it all. We first off, I got into entertainment when I was 20. So that was the
Yeah.
first time I ever got on stage. That was the first time I just turned 36. So I've been in entertainment since then.
Hey.
But we always knew we wanted to do something else. Like we always wanted to do something big. We didn't try modeling. We didn't try modeling wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I model my
Yeah.
clothes now, it's total different being on the runway. We tried acting. We tried it all. I mean, I done sold waters. I done sold Gatorade. I done sold, I done sold wristbands. I done sold, I sold some other things. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep, yep,
So,
yep, yep, yep,
we ain't
yep.
gonna get too deep into, but I mean, I just always, everything I did was from a business perspective. I was a personal trainer for years, so I had
Hmm.
a bigger
Hmm.
detail doing that. So everything I did was just priming me for that time where I could really find something that made sense, and then I
Yeah.
could really do. Now this right here, this is legacy now, So if
Mm.
you go on the website, it says style for legacy. That's what we're doing. We build it on a legacy. So that's gonna be on the clothing too. We got some new stuff. We got some new merch coming. So I'm gonna make sure I get your address, man. I'd rather send you some stuff, man, for putting me on. I'll send you some merch, man,
Yes,
for sure.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, that was, I have to say, when you say legacy, that's
Yeah.
one of the things that I noticed, like when you see, especially in social media, you see
Mm-hmm.
things happen. I've seen the comedy, I've seen some of the podcasts, I've seen some of the other things that you were doing. I'm like, wait a minute now.
Right.
Like, if you moving like this, I got to know what goes into it. And I would say here in the first 8 minutes,
Yeah.
like that's what I'm into. That's what I like to connect to is the okay. Not only have I been doing this, there are other things that I've already been doing, like you said, that have already primed me for this. So it's
Yeah.
not a surprise, or you go in with the level of confidence. And like you
Yeah.
say, being on stage,
Yeah.
what was, because I mean I've been on stage and maybe not to that capacity, but being on stage, what do you think being on stage has prepared you for just in life in general?
Not giving a fuck.
Hey,
Honestly,
hey,
man, like
yeah.
when you perform in front of people, and like The Temptations is one of my favorite movies, right? Like
Mm,
I'm probably the only dude that'll take the Temptation movie over the Heartbeat. So I get beat up for that, right? But that's me. Because when I was in eighth grade, I taped that movie and I watched it every single day. I watched the Temptation movie. I know every song. I know Smokey Robinson singing at the funeral. So
yeah.
I watched that. But like when they were in the twilight of their career, you
Hmm.
know, uh, the guys. So some of the guys were down, but Otis was the lead. He said it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 200, man. They deserve a good show, and
Yeah.
and that's the mindset you gotta have. And it's like it doesn't matter. You have to
Hmm.
continue who you are. And if anything, tell you about like with the coronavirus and this pandemic, man. Like you have to live for today and
Hmm.
continue every tomorrow is today too, right?
Yeah.
So every day, like you have to string your days together. And I've always told people I max out every 24. I don't waste 24s. Anything
Mm,
that I can get done, I will get done. MLK said, don't put off till tomorrow, which you can get done today, right? So
indeed.
that's how I operate, man. Just consistently every day putting in something. A piece of the puzzle has to go down. If it's 100 pieces, I'm putting 1 to 2, 3 to 4, whatever. But every single day you gotta put it down, man. And that's being on stage, it gives you that element of like I'm putting. Even if I might not be funny tonight to somebody, right? But
Yeah.
if there's two people over here in this corner, and it's
Hmm.
50 people, but there's two people in this corner and they rocking with it and they like it, I'm playing to them,
Mm,
and continue until that two turn into four, and then that table spreads throughout, and then now you got a whole show of people that's
yes.
really engaged in what you do, but don't ever stop what you're doing. Continue.
Mm,
You know what I
yes,
mean? So
indeed. Yes,
it's a
indeed.
different type of confidence when you're doing, especially when you're doing stand up, because people, black people are,
Hey, man, I
so, yeah,
I,
yeah,
I I've been in the crowd. I have never done stand up
yeah,
myself, or not even joked about trying to even do it or anything like that. So
yeah,
yeah, but like you say, like getting on stage, like that whole not giving a fuck is very important. I'm
yeah,
very
yeah,
sure in your line of work,
yeah,
because you've been through the trials and tribulations. You've been through the, oh, I said something and it didn't hit, but
yeah.
I'm still here. I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I still got my material. So, as well as that, what about being organized for you? How does organization settle in for you?
I'm very meticulous. I put things
Mm,
into his way, and that doesn't mean it always translates to paper or anything like that. But like I pay
hmm.
attention to a lot of fine details, and um, you know, I'm very analytical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, the small room you in there, I done already picked out 3 things in your room and what I see and how you get blocked on your left shoulder, all that. So it's like I'm very analytical when I approach things, and I'm probably my toughest critic too. Because
Mm-hmm.
I analyze what I do and how I see myself. So I think my organization comes from just being meticulous and going through the process. But
Mm-hmm.
that goes back to the every single day, just doing it every single day. Like, all right, here this didn't work. Now it goes into my designing, right? So you see Drake from Norway here, you see Cultivated by Nine, but
Yeah.
when you get to the point where I got other stuff, the cultivator might be somewhere else, it might be back here, and then you
Mm-hmm.
moving stuff around and you playing around like, okay, what optically is somebody gonna see from that? So it's just really being meticulous every day, and that's how my organization comes and putting things into place. I like to keep my house clean, but the way I've been traveling, my place is a mess right now. So it's crazy.
Hey man.
Hold up, we got to backtrack because we jump right in. We got to backtrack. We got to talk about how we linked up and where we started at, right? How we
Oh
first
wow.
connected. You know what I mean? Because we connected in another group. You know what I'm saying? In the booth. So I think we
Yes
should talk a little
indeed.
bit about that before we go too far on. But the booth, it plays a part in a pivotal role because hip hop is everything. You know what I'm saying? And
It
music is everything, right? So like you and
wow.
cause I think you and Preston came. I felt like y'all was a tandem at one time, right? Like y'all was
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
good.
man.
Like, y'all two is there. So let's talk a little bit about the booth and like how that how we connected there.
I would say the booth for me was like walking into a different high school.
Yeah,
Like you come from a 2A high school, then you walk into a 4A, and you like, oh, okay, it's different here. But not
yeah,
only is it different, it's that good part of different, like
yeah.
that discussion, that
Mm-hmm.
excitement, that it's the way it's just being free about being excited about the music that you like,
Yeah,
and that type of, I would say it's just like it's like the Locks versus that event that they had, the verses that they had with the Locks and Dipset.
yeah,
Like that
yeah,
excitement that I had then, that's what the booth was for me. And that's how it allowed to connect with people like you, people like Jay, people like
yeah,
Preston, uh,
yeah,
people like John. Like there's so many people that you connect with because hip hop
yeah.
allows you to listen to different music, different albums, different
Right.
artists, people that I never even heard of before, or a sample from something else. Oh
Yeah,
man, and just getting different musical tastes and it being like, all right, you ride for yours, I ride for mine. We're gonna be
yeah,
all right. But I guarantee there's gonna be another album that I never heard of that now is in my playlist for good. And I
yeah.
love that shit. Like I love that.
And the thing too though, what I love about the booth though, because the booth, like anybody listening out there, like the booth is a group of hip hop enthusiasts, music and what music enthusiasts, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but it's mainly hip hop. So like the
Mm-hmm.
thing about it, like say going to high school, man, he had that tough skin in there too,
Woo!
because like cats be coming for each other in there. And that's what be getting me. I be laughing my ass off too, because cats be going in on each other. Looking at Sherm and JC and all these guys there, the high school brothers
Oh,
go in on each other, man. But we had some really good posts. I remember I had one post that like lit up the scoreboard. It was Fab versus Ti. Fab
oh, yo. Oh.
just kept going. Like it was like we was trying to figure out who was the better artist and all that stuff like that. Both of them my dudes. You know what I'm saying? I love Ti. He's my favorite from the South, and then Fab just one of them
Yeah.
dudes we just love. That's like right outside of that top five or whatever like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know. But man, I just love going. I haven't been on it. I just started getting on a little bit lately because I see they've been talking about Donda and all that, and
Yes.
Certified Lover
Yes. Yes.
Boy and all
Yes.
that. Did you listen to both albums already, Donda and Certified Lover
Now
Boy?
I have actually, funny enough, I got a lot coming up with Jay tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that Certified Lover Boy with Drake because I did listen to that one. I did listen to Donda, not yet, but I did
Yeah.
listen to Drake's, and I listened to the track with Andre 3000. So,
Or
but yeah,
so
I enjoyed it, man.
with the let me ask you this, like I have a question because like I know the Drake thing is like you either love him or you hate him. It's like no in between Drake. It's like love, hate. Like you got everybody just stand for him. But like what I feel about Drake, like I'm really in between on Drake. Like I take him or leave him, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like is does he make classic albums though? You know what I'm saying? Like does he make classic albums? Like I feel like he has
Mm,
great music as his centerpiece, but does he make
yeah.
classic albums? You know what I mean? Like when you listen to like Kanye has classic albums, right? Maybe his first three to
True.
four considered classic, right? But do you
Mm-hmm.
think like overall, I think some people may consider like Take Care maybe his classic album, but does he make
Yeah.
classic albums?
You know what? I don't even think Drake came in. You know what? You know what I look at it like? I look at it like this. Drake came in at a time just like J. Cole,
Yeah.
in which having the classic album,
Mm-hmm.
just like Steph Curry,
Mm-hmm.
like that jump shot, he didn't have
Yeah.
a jump shot, or he had a three.
Yeah.
Like Drake didn't have just a jump shot, he had a three. It's like, wait a minute, you singing and rapping. Now we heard that before, but you're not putting, like you say, you're not putting the albums the same way.
Right.
It's like you said, it's like a playlist. You know what I'm saying? He throw a couple things together and it's whatever, but I don't even know if the album is supposed to be like that anymore. Like I think
Yeah.
it came in to the point where it kind of started going down. Like you remember like the top 10 artists list like we used to see all the time and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like the
Yeah.
way the music started dropping, the
Yeah.
importance of having a classic didn't matter. But the niggas like us that don't mean shit. So no,
Yeah.
he ain't got no classics.
He
He got
literally
he got classic
he,
tracks, but
yeah.
no classic. Like he doesn't make classic albums. I don't think he wants to. I don't think
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. I don't think the pressure isn't there because the bars are there, like the
Mm-hmm.
tracks are there, production's there, everything is there. Like I just don't see him coming out with 16 tracks
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying, like and structured in such a way. I
Yeah.
just don't even think it's gonna be like that. It would be nice. you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I don't mind his formula though, because if I can get his formula, then we could blow this Draper out, the water. So that would be good. That would be
Man,
dope.
like the way it's almost like it's like when J. Cole, Beyonce, right? It's like when Beyonce just started dropping Lemonade. It's like the
Yeah.
way of dropping an album started to change so much that everybody went their own way.
Yeah.
So then, like, dropping that type of project wasn't the same. But, like, shoot, Beyonce dropped a classic visual album. So I don't even know.
Yeah, I think the music game's changed so much, and it's like and then especially with the way a mixtape is too, like it's hard. You can't even. I think the one part I miss about like how we grew up. I don't know when you was born. I don't know how old. I don't know if you my age bracket or not. But
84. I was born 84.
okay, yeah. So yeah, you definitely that. But the the um the game changed so much because I miss the '90s and the early 2000s. I miss ripping open packages of music. Like I
Oh,
miss that. I miss
oh,
open up and looking at the inside. Like you don't like nobody looks at a digital audio book on iTunes. Like you don't do that.
mm-hmm.
They like, you from the South, right? So I know
Hey,
in
man.
them joints I was listening to. You know what I mean? Like just opening up, Tupac, All Eyes on Me, and going through that playlist, and like, just like listening to even early Nas joints,
Yeah,
I Am and all that, those early albums, like I miss that. And then I felt like we digested the music different. So like
yeah,
now, I
man.
can't tell
It's like,
you can't tell you can't tell if somebody got a classic now or not because you only listen to it one time and then you kind of move on to the next thing. And then like I go on Twitter, they go on Twitter now and it'd be like
yeah,
they'll list off 10 albums that's dropping tonight, and I'm like, yo, there's no way I can digest that,
yeah,
and that's like it's just different. And like with that being said, like me, like what I do in my business is like, trying to navigate through that as well, and just like how do you get seen in a sea
mm-hmm.
of people doing what you do. But I feel like that's where energy comes in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like energy
Yeah,
is where your
mm-hmm.
brand separate you. I don't really, because everybody fly, everybody got something dope, everybody can
Yeah.
hit something at some point, or everybody got something that somebody else like. But to
Mm-hmm.
sustain it, you got to have a certain type of energy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you think about this, like Gucci, right? Everybody wear Gucci, right? If you really just listen to that word, like 20, I'm pretty sure 60 years ago, Gucci probably ain't even sound like a hot term. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? But now
Nope.
it sound dope, but it's the energy behind it. It's everything
Oh
that they
yeah.
put behind that marketing scheme. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
visuals, all the things that they put behind it. So it's like that's what business is. That's what entrepreneurship is. That's what branding is. It's the energy behind it. Because if you don't believe in it, then nobody else
Mm-hmm.
gonna really believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Just like this podcast, like it's the energy behind it. You coming up like every week and saying, okay, I want to showcase somebody. I want to talk to somebody. I want to connect with somebody, and then giving that
Yes.
positive energy. And so all of it kind of connects.
Oh, oh my goodness. Like you said, the like you said with the energy, the
Yeah.
same thing with music. Uh, when did you see the change in comedy the same way? Because
Mm,
it's like
good
in the
question.
past, 10 years, it's like almost every industry that we either been in or known, we've seen it just slowly but surely. You start looking around like,
Man,
wait a minute, what's going on?
it's that's a great question. I started in 2006. I
Uh-huh.
was 20, just before I turned 21. I was like March 2006, March 22nd, 2006, when I first hit the stage for the first time. Consider myself
Mm-hmm.
a stand-up comedian. And back then, it wasn't, we only had MySpace. So,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
Facebook was just like for like college students back then.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have access to that. Instagram was nowhere to be found. Social media wasn't a thing. People wasn't on their phones like that back then. You know what I'm saying? We
No.
had our phone, but it was really just like you really was getting your phone just to get a girl number. Like I really was,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Even texting wasn't a big thing. You call people. Like everything was about a connection.
All
So like
people.
I feel like as we grow as a society, I feel like we disconnect from each other more. Even though I feel like we connecting more, but we disconnect more because everything is so instant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for us, this conversation right now, this is beautiful because this is a connection. We're actually talking and everything like that. But
Yeah.
if I just text you all day, message you all day, it would just be like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, look, you ain't know how to say my name at first, right? Like, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Hey
you
man,
know,
that look, like you say, that's very important for me.
but that's the world we live in because you don't have those opportunities to connect. So like even last night was beautiful. I went to a comedy show last night, open mic, and it was a real small crowd on a spot called Riddles, but two big heavy hitters came in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Dan Williams was there, and he came and performed, and just to see him and still do his thing was just like it brought me back to a time because he's been on
Yeah.
BT Review and all them shows like that, but just to
Yeah.
see him when we first started, we used to see everybody every night. Like every night, everybody's at. The show would be at 8 or 9. We finish up at 11. We'd be outside
Mm-hmm.
talking till 2 o'clock. Go to the carry out in DC. Back in
Yeah.
DC, we go carry out, go get some wings or something like that. Mambo sauce is big in DC and all that. Like or whatever city we was in, Baltimore. Whatever wherever we were at, it was a community. You know what I'm saying? And now it's
Mm-hmm.
still a community, but it's spreading out now because of social media. And then also you have a lot of people that are self-claimed comedians, right? And they take the
Yeah.
different route. So you got guys that started online, and there's no knock on
Mm-hmm.
them. That's the way it went. But we started on the grind. We did 3, 4 shows in a night. We would drive to 3, 4 different cities in a night because we just wanted to be on stage for 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
And like over time, that changed. You saw less rooms, and then you saw more people, doing funny videos. Now everybody got a funny video. I don't
Yeah.
even know how to do funny videos like that. Like I got some, but it's like that's not my lane where I'm gonna sit every day and like, be in front
Yeah.
of the camera and try to make people. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm generally chill, but you put me on the stage, that's where I blossom at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You put me in front of the camera, I know how to entertain and stuff like that. But yeah, the game has changed. Just music, comedy is all the same. Where you have kind of these pop up stars now, And
Mm-hmm.
because they blow up faster than the guys that's really in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Guys that got
Yeah.
15, 20 years in. I got 15, you know what I'm saying? Guys got 15, 20 years in that, maybe
Yeah.
traveling and working. You don't have, the cachet like somebody that been doing
Mm-hmm.
this for 1 year, Instagram, and then blew up, like even like a DC
Yeah.
Young Fly, no not for DC Young Fly, but he came up through social media. So he trained
Yeah.
he parlayed that into a stand-up career and tried to figure it out, so they did it in a different way, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a disconnection from how when we started, when it was like 20, 25 people trying to get on that damn list, just trying to get up there for 5 minutes in a night, and just that we had a lot, the camaraderie was great back then,
Yeah.
so I think that's the biggest difference is, social media really changed things in that regard. And it's good and bad, I don't knock it or whatever like
Mm-hmm.
that, but like I said, it's still, you still have to find ways to separate yourself, but I feel like quality will always last and that'll keep you around forever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you have a an era of comedy that you like the best?
Oh man, I'm different, man. I'm different,
Oh, go
bro.
ahead.
Like
Go ahead. Tell me that different. Tell me the different.
different, like I like, so I'm very, I like so many different things. So obviously like Eddie is
Mm-hmm.
the Grail. Right? Eddie Murphy is the Grail. We love Mark Lawrence and stuff like that. But I'm a big Charlie Chaplin fan, man. Um,
Yeah.
so I love, like, I think one of the, outside of energy, the greatest thing that an artist can do is commit to what he's doing. And
Mm.
when you commit to what you're doing, and that's that belief system you have, and like I used to watch Charlie Chaplin, and I'm watching, modern times, or the Tramp or something like that, and these old shows, and I just watch them. There's no music. I mean, it's music, but there's no talking. There's nothing like that. He's
Yeah.
physically breaking you down. You know what I'm saying? But he has the wherewithal, the wits, and the smarts to know what can generate a laugh and what can a reaction, and just watching that. So like, I watch guys like that, man. Back in the day, I mean, obviously everybody's Richard Pryor and stuff like that, and Jim Carrey and all that. But I mean, my
Mm-hmm.
era is kind of intertwined, man. I jump down to the 20s, 30s, and come back around. So I
Yeah.
think comedy. Also, too, I'm a big Bugs Bunny fan. I think like Bugs Bunny was one of
Hey.
the most clever, characters I ever seen, man. He just, the way he did things. So like that was true comedy. That type of wit. That's the type of wit that I would want to bring to the stage because I'm not a rah rah guy. So,
Yeah.
but I wanna hit you with stuff. You're like, damn, you said that. That was funny. Like, that type of thing. But I like to think
Mm.
through stuff. But yeah, it crosses there, man. But I mean,
All right.
everybody love Eddie, man. Eddie is, he's a myth, man. He's not even real. So, that era. But
Now
I
when
love
you
Def Jam.
now when you say now we already discussed the what the stage which you can take into the business world. So
Mm-hmm.
also, so when you step so when you're stepping into the entrepreneurship, you're
Mm-hmm.
already taking, like you said, you're taking that whole experience of comedy with you. So
Mm-hmm.
when you stepping in with that, what do you see in those two worlds that help you along? That you say, okay, I've already seen this, I've been through something like this before, so this isn't going to rattle me this time.
Yeah, man, we were so stupid in our 20s, though. Like, and it really comes down to that. Like, when we was in 20s, like, we just did stuff. Everything was impulse, and we just did it, and we had the energy, and we had all that, but we didn't have the wherewithal to like really understand our
Mm-hmm.
surroundings. Like, I didn't know how to market myself back then. I was too cocky when I was young. In regards, I was like, yo, I'm just gonna be funny enough, and cats just gonna book me. And that's just what it was. But it's
Yeah.
different aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go make the connection. You can't always wait for the connection. There was time it'd be like promoters in the
Mm.
building, and I wouldn't even talk to them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when you get the entrepreneurship, well, now if you're selling something, like you see me, like, no,
Yeah.
we got. Oh, I'm coming to you. Like, buy this shirt.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the story behind it. I'm gonna give you something behind it, and what it means, and what it means for, like, even like you was on the live that I did about the shoe
Yes.
that we just dropped. We just dropped the shoe. What's on pre-order right now? We're a couple sales away from production, so a couple more, and we're going to production. But like, even with that, it's
Mm-hmm.
just like have a different perspective of now how I can present what I have to offer, so I don't feel
Mm.
like I'm selling things, you know what I'm saying? This is my offering to the world. This is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to do something special. So like I think me learning a lot in comedy early was like, okay, you got to learn how to market. You got to learn how to
Mm.
promote. You got to learn how to be more proactive. And
Yeah.
proactive is not just hitting 3,000 stages, because I hit thousands of stages, right? I've been all over the
Yeah.
country. I've been all over the world. I've been to Germany. I've been places. I have got booked. But could I have been booked more? Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just to make it.
Mm.
So now, in the last 5 years, and even personal training taught me, I know how to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like even
There you
I
go.
know how to get it. Me and my homeboy, like when I tell you, I mean, me and my homeboy, man, we a couple years ago, even while we was working, man, we went and got cases of water, man. We selling cases of water and Gatorade in our 30s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Along with what we was doing, everything like that, because we was like, it's hot outside, niggas is thirsty, right?
Yeah.
So we still want to do that as well, and have no shame in it. And like, I'm on this
Mm.
corner, I'm cool. I'm talking about busy parts of town too, and places where you might get seen by somebody you know. I don't care about nothing
Yeah.
else. You, my man, then go cop this water. So it's like now it's about the offering and what you're giving it, but that energy, man, just continues to merge in everything. And now
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship is helping me in my comedy business, because now I know how to talk to promoters. Now I know how to talk
Mm.
to other
There
people,
we
know how
go. Yeah.
to guys, and say, look, man, I'm gonna be in town this weekend. What you got going on? Connect me.
Yeah.
Stuff like those small little
Mm-hmm.
details. That really
They
help
mean
you
a lot.
along. So,
They mean a lot.
yeah, because back then, man, I mean, back then it was just like, I was having fun, I was enjoying it, made a little bit of bread, but I always had a job too. You know what I'm saying? I had certain
Yeah.
jobs when I didn't, but for the most part, I always had a job. So I would leave work when I lived in Maryland. I would leave work, go home, get dressed. We would drive from Maryland to New York. That's a 4-hour drive. You know what I'm saying? Go to New York, perform in Brooklyn or wherever, or Harlem or whatever like that. Come back home the
Uh-huh.
same night. And I'm up for working in the next day. So we
Woo.
always had the we always had the hustle and the grind,
Yeah.
and just want to do it. But when you put the actual smarts to the business aspect of it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Before this, I never really sold merchandise. I should have been selling
Yeah.
merchandise years ago when I came out.
Yeah.
I even just had my name on it, comedy by me, right? So
Yeah.
those small details, lost money there, selling CDs with my, like CD albums and stuff like that. So those are the things
Yeah.
that, like, over time you realize you like, okay, you didn't do this here, you need to do this here. Don't
Mm.
make that same mistake now. So like, but now, like I said, my approach to things is totally different, and I'm also aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Also
Oh,
aggressive.
yes.
So we kind of there.
Hey, that ultra aggression is, I really want to say, for myself included, man, it took a while for me to actually be comfortable with that. That's not how I grew up. That's not how I was raised, and I
Yeah,
didn't really get to act like that. I didn't get to be aggressive.
yeah.
So for yourself, like when you were younger, was that something? Was being aggressive, was that your forte, or is it something that you really had to work yourself into?
No, I've been aggressive when I need to be aggressive, but I've always been known for being pretty laid back and chill in my personal life. I'm more chill
Yeah.
than laid back, but when it comes to specific things, like I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like when I'm
Yeah.
on the stage, I'm going for it. Now when I'm in business, I'm going for it. I'm talking that talk and that jargon and all that stuff like that. So, but when I was young, I just, I kind of, like most kids, we walking through life, trying to figure it out. And I had a great mother, who gave me
Hmm.
a lot of space to grow. So I got to grow from a young age and do and
Yeah.
see a lot of things, whatever like that. So I always had just a clear vision, like of what I wanted from, like I wanted to experience
Mhm.
the world in a different way. But it wasn't one of those things like I was
Oh
just
yeah.
like, oh man, it's culturally aggressive with everything. Over time, you learn how to be more
Yeah.
direct, right? Some people get it
Mm.
early.
Very true.
They know what they want. You see
Yeah.
kids and they just
Yeah.
know what they want, right? I
Yeah.
wasn't like that. I
Yeah.
just was cool. You know what I'm saying? I just was a cool dude.
Uh-huh.
All that stuff. Like I just happened to be silly a lot, and then You know, I like being silly. You know, I like watching stuff I shouldn't have been watching at the age I was watching it. You know what I mean? So
They're
it kind of
here.
fin.
They're here.
And then as I got older, I never knew that I would be a comedian, but it was just something that it came natural once I got up there.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm. Now, now that you are the entrepreneur, you know design. What would be the next thing with a design on it? What would be the next thing out for you? Or what
Well,
is your dream? What is your dream? What is your dream for you?
yeah, well, we want to create a lifestyle brand, right? Like when we talk about legacy and stuff, we want to create a lifestyle brand. I never dreamed of just being on a t-shirt. So it just
Yeah.
wasn't like, okay, I got a t-shirt, I got t-shirts, I got hoodies now, and I put my name on a lot of things, but that's the energy building. You know what I'm saying? Last year,
Mm,
um, I was in the DC market. I gave out like 30, 40 shirts. Just gave them out. I'm driving
yeah.
to the hood. I'm in Baltimore, I'm in DC, I'm in Virginia, and I'm just driving it off, right? But that's just like bad boy street team, right? Talk about the booth, like
Yes.
just being outside. That's what I'm saying. Being aggressive with the product and just putting it in the hand. Just wear this. Damon John Fubu. When they first started,
There
hey LL, I just want you to put this shirt on. Can you take a picture with me? You know what I mean? So
you
that that
go.
that's how it starts. But the idea is to be a global mindset, to have a lifestyle that people can live. We talk about Draper Norway, and Draper a little bit behind the name. Obviously Draper has a lot to do with clothing itself and merchandising clothing
Mhm.
and draping clothing. Also, my favorite character actor was Don Draper, so I thought that was cool. And then with the Norway, is the imagination, right? You go to Norway,
Mm.
go to Aurora, you can see the northern lights out there. It seems like a far
Yes,
place,
indeed. Yes,
a distant
indeed.
place. It was all about characterization, imagination, and bringing something different, and new and fresh ideas. And then I put
Mm.
cultivated because it comes from the soil. It's grassroots, so
Yeah.
cultivated by Nas. So everything that I do, like I said, very meticulous and well thought out, but it will expand.
Mhm.
One day I want to see my items on the runway, right? I want to see a Vivica Fox, a Taraji P. Henson, a Jada Pinkett, shoot, Idris Elba wearing something that I designed from scratch. I don't know if you've seen my page, but I'm learning to sew right now. So I'm learning to
Hey,
sew.
man, I seen. I seen it. I
Yeah,
seen.
learning patchwork. So I never come at things from just like a linear view where it's like, okay, I'm going to be a t-shirt brand. No, and there's nothing wrong with t-shirt brands because they had their place, but I want to be a lifestyle. We'll have
Yes.
Draper Norway films. We're going to put a fashion show together in November in DC. It's going to be a
Hmm.
fusion. There's going to have comedy there. We're going to have models there. We're going to have artists there. So, and we're going to show the brand, but we're also going to show the art behind it. So, I really wanted to be a lifestyle. I live in Chicago and I get cold up here. I want to do a jacket. So it's a lot of things that are coming. And then the shoe game. Anybody pay attention to me know I like shoes and hats. So those are
Yes.
things that I want to implement too. But the shoe came out of nowhere. Like that was just me up late at night looking online and finding things. And then I saw this opportunity to really put this collaboration together. And
Yeah.
then I was like, shit, I can design. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I put this
Yeah.
colorway together and I said, that's a fly shoe. I said, I will wear that shoe. And I'm not just saying it because I designed it. And then, I started sending that out to people and they said, yeah, that's a high shoe. And people started buying it. So, and I still got people that are looking to buy it now. So it's we really want to expand and be global. And then also too, like I said, on my live is I want to teach other people. Like I want to show other people that
Yeah.
look like us how to get it. Like how to get it from the soil and really start something. I talked to somebody the other day. He said I got 1,000 ideas, but he hasn't started. And he just doesn't
Hmm.
know how to start. And I think the main thing you can learn from anything that you want to do, you just have to start.
Yeah.
We talk about today and today, right? If you sit on an
Yeah.
idea for a month, you lost 30 days, right? But if you start to do, even if you put one little piece to it today, and then you do a little piece tomorrow, and then that month passes, then
Mhm.
you got 30 days of work. So do you want to have the 30 days of work, or do you want to have the 30 days that pass where you didn't get the idea down, right? So,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even have to be good yet. It'll become good, right? But you got to
Yeah.
start with just that, with that initial step in the process. So I want to help, really, once we become a company that, we really want to be, um, that's where we want to go next, is to show other people how to do
Oh man. I mean, well, see, I'm listening. So
it.
I see I see the comedy. I see
Mhm,
the entrepreneurship,
mhm,
personal trainer, like
mhm,
you like everything that you have put yourself into, you're
mhm.
literally getting it all back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how they say that input equals output. Like
Yeah,
everything you put in, you're getting out. Proof positive right there. Proof
yeah.
positive.
Well, I tell people all the time, like, um, outside of, religious blessings and all those things like that, we say, I believe we create the space we're in. I really
Mm,
believe you create the space we're in. I feel like what you do throughout your life. Um, Me growing up, single mother household, I saw what we went through. I saw how we lived. I saw how many times I moved. That's why it's easy for me to move and adapt to different areas. So bittersweet. Yeah, you want to be in the
mm,
same neighborhood with the same friends, but I also learned how to adapt. I also learned how to be in different environments, learn how to speak at different
mm-hmm,
tables, you know, different museums in different towns and stuff like that. So
mm-hmm.
it's really about that growth that you get from when you're young, and that's why you know kids are impressionable, and when you got kids and you got youth around you, like, probe, try to see what you can get out of them early, and see what they want to do. Don't force your own. A lot of people want people to take a certain path, but see what they like,
Yeah.
see what they take to, and then manifest that. One of my best friends, I mean, his son is an artist, and he's a way better artist than I could ever be. You know what I mean? And he's not even
Uh-huh.
15. Right? So he's doing the things that he's already designing and doing beautiful things, and he's doing it just because
Mhm.
he likes doing it. So
Yes. Yeah.
yes, I feel like we create the space. We're all given an opportunity. As long as we're above the soil, we get an opportunity every single day, and you just bang it out, man. It might not happen this year. Overnight success in entertainment is 10 to 12 years, and people don't even know that. You
Oh
know,
yes.
anytime you
Oof.
watch a reality show where you see people like Last Comic Stand and stuff like that, these guys been working for 15 years. Like, I
Oh
watch
yeah.
fashion. They put on these fashion shows. When one man, these are not people that are picking off the streets. These are people that have to present their ideas before they even get on the show. Then they get on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about people that have been in magazines and all that stuff like that. So it's a culmination of everything you do in your life and your experiences, the good, bad, and different.
Mm, mm. I I have one question. In I would say, in which industry that you've been in has given you some of the most insight of, oh snap, I didn't know that's how the world was working in this industry.
Um, I think it's probably more corporate than anything.
Hmm.
Probably the corporate, but I think the I mean, you learn fast in the comedy game that the comedy game is just as cutthroat as anything else. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah. Okay.
everybody laughs, but at the end of the day, cats want to be on. Cats fight for time. They fight for opportunities, just like anything else. So you learn that
Hmm.
early. But I mean, we from the hood. We understand people, on position, right? We
Yeah.
understand that. But you, like I talk about my last company I work with and stuff like that, and I've been in leadership positions, over the last 10 years, and just
Hmm.
seeing how people can finesse and make things out to be what they're not, and it's like it's just like it's different in the corporate world. And when you're there,
Hmm.
and when you look like us, you got to play the game, right? So
Yeah.
you gotta handle yourself. You gotta talk a certain way, and I don't mean just sonically talk, but you gotta talk the talk and make sure that you're saying the right things at
Yeah.
the right time, so you don't hinder yourself or you don't say something that could come back. Because that's what happens. You'll say
Mhm.
something and you saying it, think you saying it, to somebody that, like, yeah, they cool, but nah, it ain't cool, man. Usually the people with the smiles that, you seem good fellas, but usually you're not,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
So,
It's the air
some,
conditioning, man. It's the air conditioning. It throws everybody off. It puts everybody in that comfort zone or something. I don't
don't
know.
talk
It's like it lulls you
much
to
at the cool.
sleep, and you're like, yeah.
Don't talk too much at the cooler. Don't do it. But yeah, I think. I think that more because, like I said, man, um, we did so much on the outside and we learned so much just from life and just living it. And when you, I mean, the
Mhm.
reality of it, when you grow up black, you just grow up different. And there's nothing you can
Yep.
really, you can't speak to it. You can't really, nobody can understand it. We just live it. You know what I'm saying? That's why all the stuff that, that the country was trying to act like they just found out about in the last 5 to 6 years with all the Mike Browns and
I
stuff.
know.
I'm like, oh, they act like this is new. Like,
Oh,
nah,
oh man. Oh my. Yeah.
they've been accidentally pulling out their guns on us for about 100 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that, man. So the real world will always prepare you for a lot, but sometimes that corporate thing is different, man, because they got legal teams and they got lawyers, and
That's
attorneys,
true. That's
and
true.
they got paperwork, and then that, like, I'm pretty sure, like, because I know you dabbled in the music too, when you talk about contracts and stuff, you got to know what you're signing, and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that. So invoice, like, now, so with my company
Yeah.
now, it's like, okay, invoicing and bookkeeping and what am I purchasing,
Hmm.
and keeping all that into play. What am I promising people? What is my order to delivery, to make sure
Yes.
that people are getting their product on time? They bought it on Friday, can I get it to them by Tuesday?
Hmm.
Won't take long, shipping, freight, all those things come into play, man. You know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
goodness.
Talking about running a business, so you learn a lot of that from the corporate world.
Oh, I would say this. As we get older, we both approaching 40. Ain't no thing, because I love it.
You
I'm
approach,
pretty sure you loving it. I'm pretty sure you loving it. I'm loving it. I'm
you
loving it. Oh,
approaching 40. I'm approaching 26. Nah, I'm messing. Nah, I mean,
oh my
it's
bad,
cool,
man.
man. Embrace it, man.
My bad.
Embrace
I was gonna say,
it.
what what
Yeah.
what what things do you do now to keep your energy up? What things do you do to keep the fun up
Me-
nowadays?
Meditate. Yeah, meditate a lot.
Hey.
Yeah, meditate a lot. I go to nature a lot more. I always been
Mhm.
like outside, but I go to nature more. I find, spaces where I can have good thoughts and positive
Uh-huh.
energy. I just got on Sage, so
Mm.
just got on that, but I'm all about positive vibrations, man. I think, being even, like, because a lot of people want to be happy, so to speak, but like
Yeah.
happiness is, it's elusive. It's not something that comes and goes. You
Yeah.
can't keep. So I look more for harmony and balance. In my
Hey.
lifestyle, what I do. So meditation also. This year, first year, I actually started dealing with some anxiety this year, and
Hmm.
so that came into my life, so that put me in a different space too, to really focus more on the inside and up top, and making sure that I'm good, not just
Oh yeah.
for myself, and then I can put that positive energy out in the atmosphere, so that other people can feel those vibrations as well.
Mm.
I
Oh,
just reach balance, man. That's really what it's for me, balance. And I'm good, man, because we just lost another, what I would consider legend, Michael K. Williams, and and all the things he done.
yes
But
indeed, yes
just
indeed.
in the last year, man, Facebook has turned into a freaking morgue. With all these posts, it feel like every day you see somebody putting an RIP up, man. So it's
Yeah,
it's
man.
getting different. You gotta really appreciate these moments, man. String these days together.
You really do. You really
Yeah.
do at this time. Oh my gosh. Oh, when did you start doing, well, when did you start getting into meditation?
Um. Why I my father, even though me and my father, like, ain't always been like on the greatest, like, wavelength or whatever like that. Years ago,
Hmm.
he always talked meditation and stuff like that. So I I really, I thought about it and I dabbled with it, but I'd always just like did more reading than
Yeah.
anything. Um,
Hmm.
but this year, I've really like been intentional and deliberate with, like really taking that time out, like, every single day. You know, like I need, even if I get 10, I go to the sauna a lot. I'm in the sauna a lot. I meditate in the sauna.
Okay.
I meditate at home, man. So I find them places to really just sit down and just really touch down and stay grounded. And you got to be deliberate with your movements. You know what I'm saying? You said we getting older, bones feel different. You know what I'm saying? So stuff don't heal quite as quick. You feel me? So
Yeah.
it's changing. It's changing a lot. So, but it's we working through it, man. But meditation is something I feel like everybody should try. Not just in the yoga studio.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Hey man, that
Yoga,
meditation, we definitely
you meditate?
to connect on meditation, man.
Do you get your time in?
Oh yeah, man. I started funny enough, I started last year,
Yeah.
but yeah, started with just regular breathing. And now, you know what I'm saying? We do the meditations now. I do crystal meditations, qigong,
Yeah.
um, and some other breathing techniques as well. So, hey man,
Yeah.
anything out there, I'm taking in. I take it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. I got all types of apps on my phone, man. Like just in case I need 5 minutes, I like to turn it on. Man. I keep my headphones around too, so
Yeah.
just in case I need to like separate for a second or whatever like that. So but that's the move. We definitely connected on that. You know what I'm saying? Do the
Oh,
meditation,
definitely,
bro.
definitely,
The meditation
definitely.
podcast with these two.
Hey man. Oh my.
These two. That's what it's gonna be called too. The meditation podcast with these two.
Hey man, like you say with the apps on your phone,
Yeah.
honestly, all it literally takes 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Shoot, most times for me, all it takes is 5 breaths. Just a
Yeah.
couple of deep in, deep out. That's it. Centering yourself.
That was the thing about it too, man. You realize how much breathing controls your body. Like, because we take it for granted, 'cause you just do it naturally. When you do something naturally, you don't think you take it for granted, right? But then when you realize
Hmm.
things are affected by it, and you got to slow down and calm yourself down in that breathing. So, man, it's been something special for me. So yeah, we're gonna start
Oh,
that podcast meditation with these two niggas.
hey,
Yeah, meditation podcast.
hey, man, I'm trying to tell you. I already know. See, I see it in your eye. I see it in your eye, man. I see it in your eye. I see the way you work, man. I
You
see the
be
way you work.
I be putting light and incense around your nose, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
Smudging, smudging,
God.
smudging sage on your kneecaps.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope.
Oh my gosh. Hey, man, that light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Hey,
Yeah,
if you would have told me folk would have been really meditating like that, I would have told you was lying, man.
yeah.
I would have told you was lying.
Cause ain't nobody meditating in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody meditating in the
I,
hood.
you know what's wild? I just found this out from my mother and my father. My dad, my dad's a 10th degree black belt, right? And
Damn,
he trained my mom.
no, they went down.
I know, man. And they both were military parents, so that's how I grew up. That's how I grew up. So
That's why you got all them boards in there right there. He chopped them girls down with his hand.
shoot, man, chop them down, build them up, put them up myself. Ah, gosh. My mom told me. I asked her about breathing techniques a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
She was telling me that they did breathing techs all the time. You know what I'm saying, in their training and in the
Mhm.
military. She says they're doing so much that she's been doing them her whole entire life, and it's never really been a thing. I almost threw the phone. I was just like, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Where was this?" But like you said, I honestly believe like there's so many people that just don't know the regular breathing, the regular in and out. I'm pretty sure you gone through with the personal training of how many people come in
Yeah.
thinking one thing and then they start training and then you see, oh, on them by day two, they're like, oh wow, this isn't what I thought.
Yeah, no, it's definitely technique. But even so, I mean, I was in martial arts. I did do martial. I didn't do no 10th degree black belt. That's too many. But but, but breathing is where you get your power from. And and all that stuff like that. So it's just so much power in breath, man. And that's Tai Chi and all that good stuff like that. So I feel that's how he got the 10. He probably took deep breaths, and that's how he got through that 10. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
messing with your pops.
No, no, I don't think anybody ever did. I still don't now. Like, like his hands are like, I don't know. His hands are like the size of my head. It's mad ridiculous. Ooh.
Cut him with these. Yeah. Quarter blood technique. Gotcha.
I was gonna ask. Ooh. Since you're a reader, what's your go-to book? What's your go-to book?
Oh, that's a good question, man.
Or books, or like your phrases, or what I'm saying, you're looking for a little something, you're gonna hit this one up real quick.
Right now I'm reading on finance, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm reading on finance right now, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think like a lot of people, pretty sure you have read Malcolm X book multiple times. Um,
Yes.
I've studied Letter from Birmingham Jail, Martin Luther
Mm-hmm.
King multiple times. So I studied a lot of documents, Declaration of Independence. I studied that. I could recite like the first part, we hold these truths and all that stuff like that. I've studied a lot of documents, but I've always been like more information. I like
Mm-hmm.
information, and then I like those are the keys to success is like having information, and then because nothing is more important than intel, right? That's what the military uses, intel.
Hey.
That's why they interrogate
Yes.
people with about information. Snitching got to do with information, so information is so powerful, and then how you use it,
Mm-hmm.
and then how you
Yes. Yes.
how you operate with information. So I've always been like that, man. But it's a lot of books. Actually, I read a book when I was young called From Superman to Man, which was a really good book. Um,
Yeah.
that was you heard of it before? Superman to Man.
I feel
So it's
like
about
I have. I feel like I have. If not, I'm gonna check it.
it was a good book, man. I read that when I was in high school about a black poet on a train. Talking to like a Republican white dude or something. I'm calling him Republican. I don't know if he's Republican, not a white dude or whatever like that. But they learned that they had more in common than not.
Mm-hmm.
From where the books. So that was a good book. Eye opening. Reading that in like 10th, 11th grade. So that was cool. But man, I don't know. I'm reading Greek mythology right now. I read a lot of stuff, man. So.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm reading a lot of Egyptian mythology. I'm sorry, Egyptian mythology right now. The Greek was past right now. I'm doing that. So, man, if it's
I'm gonna
something
have to
that
shoot
I
you some
can
books,
get,
man. I'm gonna have to shoot you some books.
yeah, for sure. If it's something I can get something out of, man, I'm definitely, I'm with it. But I think just all the time, James Baldwin is my guy. So
Yes.
James Baldwin. So The Fire Next Time is another book that I
Mm-hmm.
read. I watch a lot of YouTube videos with him, and I got books with his anthology books with his essays and stuff like that. So I read a lot of James Baldwin.
Dope, dope,
He's,
dope, dope, dope.
he's my favorite probably writer of all time.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Hey, check me. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do it again, man. When's what's the end of the month looking like for you? What's the end of the month looking like for you? I know it's
Um,
business and money. Business and money in
yeah,
between that.
uh, yeah, this month kind of crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Because of how things move, and I got so many things moving right now. It's hard to say, but I know I gotta be in Baltimore at the end of the month. Probably
Hmm.
that was a dog age. On two different occasions. So I gotta see, man. I gotta kind of look at the books, man, and kind of see what I gotta go to the fashion studio weekly because I'm working on my sewing and all that. I got a lot of different things going on, but we'll see what the end of the month holds. But we connected now, you know, in this form now, so we can definitely communicate and figure out what makes sense, man. So
Yes, indeed. Yes,
started
indeed. Yes, indeed.
started from the booth. Now we in the, I guess you're in the outhouse. I don't, whatever. But started in the booth. Now we're in the outhouse. So I don't know. We took a step up, a step back, but we stepping.
Hey man, it actually went live. It
Yeah,
actually went live, man.
yeah.
I look, man. I'm already gonna be watching this back. You was already dropping jewels. I'm already writing stuff down in my head.
Yeah,
Like
man.
you was already dropping bars, man. Like I thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
thank
I
you,
know
thank you, thank
I
you, man.
talk forever, man. So get that from both parents. Both them people can't shut up. So, but what I'm passionate about, man, this thing, man, and I just understand right now that we living in a different time, man. We need to make sure we put out a positive vibration and energy, man. So it was nothing
Oh
to
yeah.
kind of come on. You know, when you reached out, I was like, man, it was nothing. I'll make the time for this one, and you know, hopefully we get to do it sooner than later. And you know, we can talk a little bit more about you and what you got going on too, man. Because I'm always interested in seeing how I can be a help for you.
Hey man, this right here, the whole podcast, man. It's been something I like you said. I've been doing this for like 10 years, man, and always wanting to do it, but just never really having something that I wanted to do myself.
For sure.
But honestly, I just had to figure out what I really wanted to do, and opening up a space. That's all I wanted to do. Just open up a space for others that I'm interested in connecting with.
Yeah.
Uh, and and for the most part of learning, because every time I talk to somebody different, I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning something else that I actually needed to know, wanted to know. So I kind of look at it like manifesting. Like
Yeah.
all of this is a manifestation, because any information that you have is something that I manifested that I wanted maybe a week ago, 2 weeks, a year, 2 months ago. So I look at everything as like a blessing, like an answered prayer. Everything's an
Yeah.
answered prayer. So therefore, if I'm looking at it that way, then if I'm hating anything, then it's actually something on me. So like the more I record, the more I put out, input equals output. So I'm not looking over here. I'm just looking straight ahead. I already know who I am. Therefore, I know where I'm going. So all that in between stuff, man, I look at that like sneezing. I don't know when I'm gonna sneeze. I don't keep track of when I sneeze, but I know I'm going to. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you know when you getting on your flight and you know you getting off your flight. Everything in between, you fly. You good.
Many times, but you sneeze too many times in a row now, they look at you funny now. So you gotta watch it. You better figure out when you want to sneeze. You get one sneeze per day now. One
Uh,
sneeze per day. If you get 3 sneezes in a row, they're gonna kick you out wherever you at right now. They
yo,
gonna on
man,
the second sneeze, they're gonna actually be vaccinated. That's what they
yo, I mean, you be like, no, like,
The first one, the first one they're gonna look at you funny. The second one they're gonna actually be vaccinated. The third one they're gonna escort you out. So that's how that goes.
be like, you over there. We heard you sniffle twice. Hey, you, come here. You, come here. You with the, I'll be like, man. And even in that, I just learned how to move, man. Like, like you say, man, there's so much going on in the outside world. Like, you can easily be distracted and go on and go over here and go over there. But I'm just like, nah, I'd rather agitate my own self with,
Yeah,
what can I accomplish today? So,
for sure, for sure.
oh yeah, like putting these out every week, couple times every week, doing videos, putting out at least 3 or 4 videos a week, just having a set schedule, like you say, and planning things out. And it's wonderful. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. Like one of the things that I learned from Preston as well is everybody, you got to find your own Michael Jordan. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can love Michael Jordan, you can love Barry Sanders, you can love, Tiger Woods, whoever. Man, there's a nigga down the street who's Tiger Woods. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a Patti LaBelle at your local church. Like you've already met a Samuel L. Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, if I'm a star, you're a star. So we should treat each other as such.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this interview right here, this is me. Like you kidding me? This is my pinnacle. Like you really have to, like you say, you really have to see yourself in that line because if you don't, who is? We done got to the point, we at the age, ain't nobody else thinking for us. And if somebody else thinking for us, that's tough. That's tough. So I just want to keep pushing. I just want to keep pushing, keep connecting. Keep putting myself out there. The more I put myself out there, the more spirit gonna bring it back. And I'm already sourced up, so ain't nothing to fear. The only fear I got is everything that I project myself. So
I like that a lot, man. I'm sourced up. I like that. I might put that on
hey,
a t-shirt. That might be it. Don't try to copyright it. That might be on Entrepreneurship. We sourced up. I like that.
sourced up.
That's dope.
Hey
Let
man, sourced
that. I
up,
like
man. There's
that's fire.
like
That's positive vibration.
man, I don't know how
I
you
gotta do.
grew up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I said just make sure you send me your info, man. I'm gonna definitely send you some stuff out, man. Send you a nice little care package, bro. You know,
Ooh. Hey man, I was I was looking at something the other day. Oh my gosh. Dang it, I forgot my thought.
that's that getting close to 40 right there.
Oh man. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you. Mm. Thank you. I forgot it. It might come back. I forgot. I forgot. Never mind.
It's all good, man.
But
You can always send it in Messenger.
I'm gonna send it through there. I'm gonna send it through there because I got shower time, bath time. Cause school is hey 5:30 come early, man, for these buses, bro.
For sure.
5:30 come early. Naeem.
Yes, sir.
Oh yes, thank you. I'm telling you, I'm excited. See, I'm excited, man. I treat this shit. Hey, man, I'm telling you, I feel good. Thank you for coming on and blessing this, man. Thank you for
Salute.
coming on and blessing this, man. And just know, man, when you out there, man, you doing your thing. Just know, man, you inspiring, man. You bringing that energy, and there's others that connect with you from. I'm pretty sure already from miles and miles away, man. So thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
keeping on pushing, man. Thank you. Appreciate
no
it.
problem, man. Namaste. But this, at the end of the day, man, it's this right here. I love this, being able to communicate, especially, in our community, so we can exchange ideas. It's just like, you got something from it, I got something from this as well. So, it's
Yes.
more than an opportunity to promote, but it's opportunity to, to tap in and get those ideas, exchange them, so that we can continue expanding, man. You know what I mean? So. Just make sure if your fan base, just remember, www.dnorway.com. Catch me. I'm still doing my thing. We got new merch coming, so we still drop the shoe. So make sure y'all check that out. The website is live. Go on there, and sometimes it's just about going on there and see what's going. You can always DM me. You know what I mean? I'm on IG Cultivated _9. You can catch me there, and then I'm still Jokestar Comedy, Jokestar Niem Lyon on Facebook. So hit me on either one, man.
Will do. Will do. Thank you, Naeem, once again. You have a wonderful, peaceful day. Hey, and thank you for keeping calm out there, man. Some of them kids out there cutting up, man. That's their love out there. Hey.
I'm in the middle of the park for real, so they get busy out here too. So there's a lot of different things. I got volleyball games, soccer games going on, dogs out here, swings, everything out here. But I'm just sitting out here, one lonely man in the draper Norway. So we put with some headphones on. They probably like, why is this dude talking to his phone like this? The way it's posted up, it look crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh gosh,
All
man.
right.
All right, man. Be good, man.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure, man. Peace. We'll talk soon. Make sure you send me info, man. I definitely got a care package coming to you. I can't tell you the order the delivery yet. Ain't might not be next week, but it's gonna get to you. It will be a week. I can't tell you next week, but it will be a week. But I definitely want to send you something, man. I appreciate your time.
Hey, will do, man. I'll go ahead and send that through message as soon as I get off here, man. Be good, man. Be good and stay blessed, man.
Peace, bro.
Ah, uh, uh, it's a great day in the neighborhood. Okay, so what do I do now? Um, yeah.